Welcome back. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi heads on Wednesday to the French capital, Paris, to take part in the international summit for the new Global Financing Pact, which will be held for 2 days. Presidential spokesman Ahmed Fahmy reiterated that President al-Sisi's participation comes upon an invitation from his French counterpart, Emmanuel Macron, within the strong strategic and developing relations between Egypt and France. Fahmy added that the President's visit reflects Egypt's effective role on the emerging economies level, in a way that contributes in boosting the international initiatives that aim at supporting the developing countries and providing sufficient funding to overcome the repercussions of the global challenges, including the climate change, the coronavirus pandemic, as well as the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. In this regard, the President will discuss during the Paris summit a number of files concerning means of supporting the developing countries to face these challenges and to achieve the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. That included the international commitment within Paris Accord for the climate change and the outcomes of the COP27. The head of state will also tackle the national Egyptian experience in the field of clean and renewable energy. Meanwhile, President al-Sisi is scheduled to hold several meetings with a number of senior French officials to discuss ways of fostering cooperation and tackling regional and international issues of common concern. Earlier on Tuesday, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received the heads and representatives of the Italian mining companies, namely Burton, Minerali, Industrial and BSM. Presidential spokesman Ahmed Fahmy said the meeting dealt with the reviewing prospects for cooperation with the Italian companies to maximize the utilization of Egypt's mineral resources. This cooperation comes in light of the great success of the industrial cooperation model between Egypt and Italy in El Ain al-Sukhna quartz production complex project, which was inaugurated by President al-Sisi last May. During the meeting, officials of the Italian companies expressed their hopes to intensify work towards deepening the process of cooperation with Egypt. They also affirmed their commitment to the strengthening joint projects with Egypt. President al-Sisi carefully follows up efforts to push private investment, the thing which reflects the state's keenness to achieve a real breakthrough in the field of mining. Prime Minister Mustafa Medbouri headed on Wednesday the cabinet weekly meeting at the government's headquarters in the new administrative capital. The cabinet discussed a number of economic and social files. The meeting tackled means of providing basic commodities and controlling prices ahead of Al Adha feast. Head of the Suez Canal Authority, Osama Rabia, held a press conference on Wednesday in the Suez city to review the outcomes of the current fiscal year and updates of developing the South Sector project. Rabia said that the Suez Canal's revenues have reached $9 billion and $400 million during the fiscal year 2022-2023 for the first time in its history. He also stated that 12% of the global trade movement passes through the canal and pointed out that the development of the waterway comes on the top of the authorities' priorities. 4 people were shot and